television. Yes.
Hi, good evening and welcome to the Amateur TV Net, which is on every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And we do like you to watch the net if possible through VK3RTV using a very cheap set-top box and a very cheap vertical Yagi on 400 megs. So it's the fantastic way to watch it. Not that hard to do. Or if you can't do that, we're outside the capture area of the repeater. You can watch the net through Ian VK3QL's YouTube feed or Richard VK3VRS's Discord feed. During the week there's been a lot of development work going on, namely driven by Joe VK3TET and supported by Rob VK3IE and VK3BVR. They've been doing work on using a Pluto driven by either a OBS software on a computer or via an ATEM hardware switcher. So that's been a lot of work, really good work going on during the week, and Rob VK3IE has been up quite a lot doing some testing, as has Joe VK3TET. So great work, guys. That's really, really great. Okay, people that have checked in this evening on VHF and UHF, John VK3JCO, Bob VK3BVR, Mark VK3PI, Richard VK3VRS, Fred VK3ZAQ, and Steve VK3TTF. So that's fantastic. Thanks, guys, for checking in. First up this evening will be Peter. I see that Peter's got his signal up already, so please, very, very shortly, get ready to switch across to RTV1, where Peter will have a great presentation for you this evening. So, Peter, if you're ready, you can bring up your camera. So everyone, please switch across to RTV1 as we speak. So see you on RTV1.
Thanks, Neil. Hopefully the audio is okay. I'm using the lapel mic at the moment. You can see it there sitting. And it hasn't been all that successful in the past, but I've made sure that we're not clipping, so should be okay, I think. Apologies about last week. I do like to make the net every Tuesday night as much as I can. I was on an Angel flight. We went from Moorabbin to Essendon and over to Hamilton, and then back to Essendon. The pickup was at Essendon, but it was sort of mid to late afternoon. So by the time we loaded all passengers on and got down to Hamilton and got them off again and back to Melbourne, it was a little bit after dark, so I didn't get home in time for the net. But yeah, I do like doing Angel flights. It's a good way to keep my hours up, and also it supports charity, and yeah, it's a good thing to do. I did get a copy of CQT-TV today, and probably most people around Melbourne have got it. And I do note that Martin Charman, Golf 4 Foxtrot Kilo, is stepping down as chairman. And I'd just like to thank Martin for his work with the BATC. The British Amateur TV Club is really pivotal in terms of generating interest, and has historically been one of the pillars of amateur television in the world. So it's a very important club, and it's got 1,400 members spread all over the world, but a significant number in the UK, of course. So Martin, well done. Hopefully you'll still be available for our annual DATV QSO party, which is the last weekend in August. And last QSO party was spectacularly good with our links up to Q0100, and it was you know, even of interest to our American friends who stayed up at some incredible time. I think it was 3 a.m. for them, and it really was a big feature. So hopefully we'll be able to make the same arrangement this year. If not, I'm sure, Martin, you'll be able to put me on to somebody who will be able to do the job. But it'd be really good to have you back again, that's for sure. Did notice also that CQTV gave Ian, VK3QL, a bit of a pump for his YouTube, and the fact that he puts the various nets on, like Q0100 nets on later on, and that's a feature. So well done, Ian. That puts us on the map a bit as well, which is good. I'm sure Melbourne is on the map well and truly anyway, but that's a good effort from Ian, and Ian's YouTube feed is very important, as is others. Also, I'd like to thank Bob, VK3BVR, particularly tonight, because I've now got a complete copy of VHF comms. I do have most of the hard copies, but I did miss out on the first couple of years of it. But thanks to Bob's generosity, I now have copies of the lot. A little bit of a shame they didn't scan it in colour, but oh, well, beggars can't be choosers there, I guess. So there we are. VK3ER's ports down system is not working, and I'm having trouble sort of understanding why that is so. I may have to get Richard, VK3VRS, to have a look at it and see if he can sort it out. It's fairly important to get VK3ER on. They'll be on, you know, once a month with their regular meetings, and they've also expended some money to convert to high definition. So it did work once, but I'm not sure why it's not working now, and it needs an experienced eye. So Richard, if you can, we might be able to make an arrangement where you can come to the rooms and have a look and see if you can work out what the problem might be. Anyway, I've been delving into the past, as I mentioned in past weeks, and I now have my DJ4LB exciter completely working. So we'll have a look at that right now, so stand by. Okay, I'm on the camera mic now, and what we're looking at here is my old 2ZIM converter, which I crystal locked some time ago, and I'll have to uncrystal lock it because it's not going to be useful on the frequency that it's on. but you can see the basic construct of it. This also was a very important project back many years ago now, but it got us all watching amateur TV, and most of us used that converter for many years. Anyway, just moving along here, I'll just get a pointer and we'll just focus down a bit there. This board here is the series modulator for video, and it starts at 38.9 megahertz here, and there's a series modulator, 2 transistors in series, one being driven by the video and one being driven by the RF, and then it goes through a little amplifier and out. The board that is beside it is the audio board, and its output, which comes here, gets coupled in with the video. And there's an exceptionally good compressor in this board. It's one of the best I've seen for a very long time. And you can just plug a little microphone in there, and you can walk around. Remember, we can walk around anywhere in the shack, and the audio will be fine. So that's an interesting little feature, and that's just basically the oscillator there, and there's an amplitude control here. So then the output of the series modulator goes, where we go? We go to across from here, from the output there, it goes out, and that's the vestigial sideband filter there. And the output from that is very, very good. I haven't got that coupled in because we go straight into a mixer. There's a shot gearing mixer in there, and then there's a series of transistor amplifiers. And the board beside it is the local oscillator chain. So the local oscillator is being injected in here. We've got the 38.9 megahertz video coming in here, and the output, we've probably got a little bit more than 10 milliwatts out of there, which will be quite adequate enough to drive a Mitsubishi module. Back then, though, we had discrete transistor amplifiers there, and it was quite an effort to get up to some level of power. Anyway, let's have a look at the spectrum. We'll get the spectrum analyzer up. There we are there. I don't know whether we've got the glow of the light behind us. We will turn that one off. So just stand by for a sec while we get the light off. It's this one here. Stand by, folks. I'll be right with you. Not that one. Well, it's got to be that one. I have to edit this one out, Ian, from the YouTube. Anyway, there we are. There's the spectrum analyzer, and I have it set up quite okay. So we'll switch it on, and a little bit of disappointment there. Here's our vision carrier here, and that's the audio carrier, and there shouldn't be anything there, and there is. There's an image. Normally when you AM modulate it, you'd get that image about equal amplitude on the other side as well, but it is attenuated a little bit by the VSB filter. So the reason for that is that the non-linearities in the amplifier. Anyway, I'll switch on a colour bar, and you can see there that the VSB filter is actually working reasonably well, and it just probably needs a couple of traps here to get rid of these images. There, the chrominate sideband sitting up there. And you can see the VSB filter's working quite well. And then the other side, you've got your chrominant sidebands here, and you've got your sound carrier there. So it's all operational, and it's on 441.25, I think. It's a bit of a strange frequency, but that's the crystal that I had anyway. But it will be in band as far as our 70 centimetre band, and might try to make a contact with VK3YLH in Belgrave. I think that's about the only station that I would be able to work with this one. Anyway, it was just simply a matter of interest to put that system back together, and I've got it on a piece of ply, and I'm going to just keep it and put it inside a case. I won't bother mounting it in a case or anything like that, but I'll store it in a case that I've got outside. So it's all assembled. So that's what I've been doing just over the last week, and we're basically successful in getting the DJ4LB system running, and it also was a big assistance in terms of getting stations on here in Melbourne. Also, of course, many of you might remember Ian Davis and their kits, which was also highly responsible for getting people on in Melbourne. Anyway, that's about all I've got for tonight. So it'll be back to mission control. So VK3BCU to take it over on RTV2. This is VK3BFG, one turner south off.
Right, thanks a lot, Peter, and great work with the DJ4LB. In fact, I will try, and when you're going to do the contact with Dennis, I will have a look for you. Probably just see colour bars, but at least it'll be something, so worth a try. Now I'm going to put it across to Mick VK3CH. Now Mick, if by chance you can't make it into the system, drop off and we'll bring Ian in, and then Ian can do his magic and do his segment and also bring you in as well. So everyone please stand by for Mick VK3CH. Hopefully he's coming in on RF today. So take it away, Mick. If not, Ian, if you could pick it up, please. And then Ian, when you're finished, put it back to me. So take it away, Mick VK3CH. Everyone look out for Mick 3CH.
All right, it's saying that we're in. We'll put the mute on that one. All right, good evening everyone. Mick VK3CH operating from Doncaster in RF. So some days it works, some days it doesn't. But maybe the moisture content in the air. I haven't changed anything to do with transmission lines, antennas, anything. So not really sure what to put it down to. The block of land next to us where the house got knocked down is still a block of land. No activity on it at all. They've levelled it, but that's it. I haven't seen anyone since, so maybe there's some paperwork or something they've got to do. So not that the buildings really blocked a lot of my path towards the repeater, but when two new houses go up, the reverse one may have some effect on that. All right. Last Sunday we had the MAD Microwave Activity Day, so I've got 3.5 minutes of video. So for those of you that haven't sort of gone out and watched someone do it be mad, you can watch a bit of this. So I'll just close my audio off and we'll just flick over. So it's 3 minutes 25 seconds. Here we go.
I'll turn the antenna a bit more towards you now. I've got you about, 10, 20, nearly 25, 30 over 9.
Let's see, what's that say, 20, what's that, 40 and 60. Yeah, well, you're 40 over as well, so there you go.
3CH, 3BCU.
Alright, now I've got you clarified. I think you asked me a question, I'm not sure. Anyway, you're way over the 9, probably 20 over. had to clarify again, I don't know why. Come back.
Yeah, well, I'm not lost, but yeah, okay, 3CH. How's it now, Gary?
Now I've got you. All right, yeah, definitely 20 over. 20 over on the voice peaks, very good.
Okay, thanks, Nick. Let's go to 439 and see where Rod's got to. Yeah, VK3, CH 398.
Yeah, copying you, Rob. Heaps over, crazy. Probably at least 40 over.
Yes, you're wall to wall and that tall tree thing here as well. No, that's excellent, good stuff.
And I think Ray ACR is in there also. So Ray, you want to take it?
VK3CH, VK3KRD, VK3ACR. Very good afternoon. Nice strong signal, Mick. You're about 20 over, and Rob is about 5 by 8, 58. VK3CH, 3ACR.
VK3ACR, VK3 Charlie Hotel. S9, you peak a little, voice peaks into maybe about S5, plus 5, not quite plus S10. A little bit of variant, but yeah, you just think you were just down the road literally. So all good. No worries. Oh well, let's see if Rob, you two can hear each other. I'll just sit back for a moment. So VK3KRD to take if you can hear Ray ACR.
Yeah, right, VK3CH with VK3ACR, 3KRD. You're both 5 and 9 here, both 5 and 9, good signal. I did try swinging the dish around a bit, but it's very sharp and you're both very strong, so it's hard to get a peak on it. So I'm just aiming down towards, I'm probably heading over towards the city, or not even the city, probably aiming out down towards Andrew's place, 3FS, I think that'd be where it is at the moment. But both great signals on this one. And you had a bit of a problem with the 2.4 there, Nick. I think when I was hitting it hard at the voice peaks, the power supply was crashing the voltage on the supply, so I might have a bad connection or something. And some other problem on 1296 as well, so there you go, things happen. Alright, I hope the weather's holding for you up there, and put it over the road for over 3 ACR, 3, both 5 and 9 there, 3 KRD.
And now we've got the audio back. Alright, so that's a little bit of edited bits what we got up to up at King Lake last Sunday. So the weather was okay, and yeah, reasonably calm. You do hear a bit of microphone noise over the video camera, so that's why when we do send TV, we use the microphone input and mute the camera input into the IC905. But no one asked me to squirt any television at them last time, so I had it all set up, but never got round to it, but there you go. And of course we've written up a little bit of an article about what we got up to, so I think the next one's, I don't know, the calendar gets put out. For those that are on the Microwave IO website, Rob IE usually announces when the next ones are coming up. There's rumours that people might be going out Easter Sunday. I don't know, I might not be available for that one. In fact, I probably won't be. XYL's got plans for other things. Alright, that's about all I've really got. So I'll hand it back to Neil, I think. And maybe Ian's following, I'm not sure. So I'll put it back to Neil. I didn't quite hear which was the order. So we'll drop carrier. And yeah, it holds up. So yeah, it's always a bit of a lottery, but good to see that it is holding up.
I'll take it, Neil.
Okay, Ian's just said he'll take it, so I'll put it across to Ian VK3QL. Cheers all.
don't know why I just took my glasses off. Can't see much without them as far as detail. Yes, so it's 225 nets for Mount View, so that's going well. I actually haven't read yet. I haven't had a chance to read CQTV, the BATC newsletter, and of course it's a very good read. It comes, a lot of work goes into that. I think it comes out quarterly, and also the cyber subscription is of the order of 16, 17 Australian dollars, cyber, so they send everything by email, and the newsletter included, and there are other options as well as to get the hard copy. So I do recommend the BATC subscription. Excellent value. All right, waffling on here. I'm talking about the BATC. It's a BATC segment, this, with the using one of their intros or promos, talking about CQTV. And so the next thing I'm going to show is a clip out of two BATC QO100 nets featuring none other than the developer of SDR Television, which he is also the develops the SDR console, which is a hugely popular SDR software, freeware, and he's excellent, does excellent work in that area. But now he's turned his attention to the challenges of DATV, and after over 3 months work and many hundreds of dollars in getting various published specifications. They're not free, apparently. You have to pay ready cash to get them in order to understand how the standards work. All right, so without any more further ado, let's have a look at what Simon said about his development of SDR TV.
So that should be working. Yes, good evening, everybody. Well, yeah, audio's coming through. Got quite a significant delay here. Haven't set things up properly. Anyway, good evening, and for those watching over in America land, I'm using a program. This is a pure software solution, no hardware, so the likes of which we've just been seeing. This is called SDR Television. And what I've managed to get up to in the last week is I've got OBS Studio fully integrated. So I'm actually taking the audio out through OBS Studio and the video. You can see that with the scrolling text down at the bottom, and also the way I was able to switch from the test card. And that required quite a lot of direct show programming. It's an old API, depreciated in theory, but used by many programs. And that's working nicely. And I also found the cause of the breakup, which was in my code in driving the Pluto. I was trying to drive the Pluto with as low a latency as possible when using it on sideband. And so I've now got two paths in the software, one for the sideband and one for wideband, which this is called rather. So that's very pleasing. I'll bring in a couple more beta testers in a day or two, Brian G6HFS and Paul, I think OE8 PCK, and anyone else who may be interested can drop me an email. You'll find me. And then I will be making a general beta by Easter. I'm very happy. It's working well. Now, regarding the comments of the Isle of Man TT races, I've been testing this with a video made for, I think, a chap called Hickman driving around the Isle of Man TT circuit. And yeah, VLC can fall over, but not on my system. I've got quite a powerful 13th gen i5 system, and VLC runs perfectly. I'm actually running it at the same time. SDR Television can pipe the transport stream via UDP, as was requested. And so I see quite a few pictures of me all over the place, which is a bit frightening. So that's pretty well it. A few, obviously, in any project like this, there will be a few bugs. I've got to refine the audio. Have issues with 24 kilohertz audio, but I know where the problems are, and that's just really the straightforward programming. But all the difficult work is done, and so version 1, which is a proof of concept, I think it's very fair to say it's proven that it does indeed work. And finally, all I'd say is I'm really liking using OBS. I had thought about writing software to do some of the features which are in OBS, but as the more I use it, the more I realise there's absolutely no point whatsoever. It's working very, very nicely. So it took me about 10 days to write the Direct Show software to interface to OBS Studio, and I'm very glad I did. I had to write this specially as I'm using the Media Foundation. It's the very latest APIs which I'm using, and sadly there's an incompatibility. I won't go into it too much, but there's an incompatibility between OBS Studio and the very latest Microsoft stuff. So I had to drop down to Direct Show, but it is all working. I'm very, very happy at the moment. Right, so there we go. That was the test card. We better mute the audio. So yeah, how has progress? Well, it's been a rotten old week. I am trying to get the receiver to run properly on Windows 10, specifically the AAC decoder. And I have problems with 2 sample rates on Windows 10. In theory, it should be identical to Windows 11. But the very, very good news is there's a guy quite high up inside Microsoft who actually uses some of my software and is a keen ATV enthusiast. So he's helping me get in contact with the right people. So a lot of debugging going on. Looking at the moment at the latency, and when I added the support for OBS Studio, I had to do use something called Direct Show. And this has possibly added some different latency to what I was using before, so I need to correct for that. But all in all, going very well, very happy, apart from these unbuggerances, as Terry Pratchett called them. And I will be making a general beta by Easter, and I'm optimistic that the members of the test team will have a kit Saturday or Sunday to play with. But it's been a massive learning curve. You're getting now to the frustrating bit, the last bits. It's always the last bits which take forever using. So with that, 7-3 everybody, I'm off. I'll be watching for a bit, but then it's cheese and biscuits with the dog. So bye-bye.
Hello. Yes, I'm using a new preset system, and it didn't quite work the way it should have. Anyway, all part of the experimenting. Next thing, I just wanted to mention that that I want to cough. I thought I might mention that the BATC net is on Friday, 5 AM now, with the changes of the clock. So if you don't want to get up at 5 AM to watch it live, you can catch it on my YouTube channel. The recording will stay on my channel for 3 weeks, and you can whiz through it and look at Simon's complete segments for the last 3 weeks, if you wish to look at it in far more detail. I've just sort of done the edited highlights just to give a taster for the good work that Simon's doing, and I think that's the way of the future, obviously, with software and taking over all the processing side of things. And of course, just a reminder that our net is on the my YouTube channel too. Not only is it streamed live at this time every week, but also the recordings for the last 3 weeks are available. If you wish to review, or if you unfortunately weren't able to catch it, you can catch up with it on that facility. Right, let's go to the ISS passes for the next few days. Have you tried the repeater in the sky recently? Let's have a look at the International Space Station passes for Melbourne over the next week.
VK3MQ. VK3NQ, I think it was, for VK6 Mike Julie. VK6 Mike Juliet. Good. Baker, the name is Rob Radio Oscar Baker, VK6MJ, VK3MQ.
Don't forget that there's on the horizon is the space station ham TV development. So if you want to find out how you might receive that, the BATC wiki has a section on ham TV with lots of good ideas on how to catch that signal from the ISS. Right, let's go to a quiz. Right, so the weather conditions, according to the Bureau, that doesn't like being called the bomb, is it's going to be quite a warm weekend, so that's great for people to get out and about in the shorter days, but yeah, not bad for Melbourne autumn. But if you look at the Tropo predictions, you find that it gets rather interesting also at the weekend, so you might find some opportunities. Bear in mind that this is a prediction some days off, so things change as things change. So that's the story from the tropospheric forecasts. Right, there's an event calendar that I've thrown together. It's occasionally has errors, as has been pointed out, and that's all fine. So next, the 3rd of May, which is a couple of weeks off, I believe, or no more, 3 or 4 weeks, there's the WIA annual convention, AGM and dinner, and then there's on the Sunday the Bendigo Fest, Radio and Technology Fest, so they're coming up, so do check them out and see if you'll be able to go to those. Also May the 10th is, Saturday May the 10th is Moorabbin District Hamfest. That's on a Saturday at the usual Kingston City Hall. So that's one of my favourites in Melbourne. So yeah, I do recommend that Hamfest. There's the on the 21st, 22nd of June, the Winter UHF VHF Microwave Field Day. And it's interesting to note that the WIA volunteers have been able to catch up on the slight backlog of contest results and have posted them. And yeah, people can progressively see their progress and see them progress soon after the event nowadays. Also Saturday, in late July, there's some confusion over the actual date. I originally had it as the 20th, but that's a Sunday, so it's somewhere around there. We'll firm that up as we get closer with John, VK3ATV, and that's slated for 10 to 2 p.m. At the Ashburton, the AR Vic Ashburton Rooms. And we've got a bit of time up our sleeve, so we might go for a second quiz. These are somewhat harder, so I think this will challenge you a little bit more than the other set. So that's the lineup that I had organised for this evening. There was one thing, oh yes, just to mention that we are now on what we call, well, not winter time, we're off summertime, more to the point. So there's up to 2 hours difference with other jurisdictions depending on summertime and our standard time. So yeah, so just keep that in mind with talking to other time zones around the world, especially between the north and the south hemispheres. All right, that's all I've got. I'll say goodbye with the normal outro, and thanks for watching. I'll pass it over to Neil, VK3 BCU. This is VK3 Quebec Lima, wishing you a happy Easter coming up.
Right, thanks for that, Ian. And unfortunately, there's no more stations on this evening, but not to worry, it's been a good evening. And I tip my hat to people that can program. I don't know how they do it. Amazing stuff. I certainly couldn't do it. So to all the programmers out there, good work. So thanks for watching. We've got 20 people watching on Ian's YouTube feed, which is good. Don't forget you can watch the YouTube feed basically not long after the net finishes. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for the guys that checked in. Thanks for all the people that haven't checked in that are watching. We'll see you all next week. Cheers.